Hi everyone, this is a new website called Change Canine, and it is a positive dog training company located in Washington, owned by Sarah Becker. So wanted to show you the new page, just the opening homepage, and also the old homepage, see where we started. So you can see already the layout is very different. The picture is different, and the colors are different. So those things are all important for the user and for Sarah, the trainer, to feel like they represent her population and what she likes. So, for example, our background is now this nice cream color. She also liked this green and kind of darker blue palette, and the picture is very representative of a beach in the Pacific Northwest. And this is a past client of hers, so it's already become a lot more personal and more representative of her community and the clients that she's looking to reach out to. So let's look at the old homepage again. We can see that there are some text areas like this and this that aren't really working for her for SEO. They are part of the image, which is not as good as having actual text that Google can read. You can also see in terms of content, this is different from our new content over here. And Sarah did work with Mina, who's our copywriter, and that was awesome so that we could get the content to really match the style. So let's take a look at the new content. We have our keywords, positive dog training, and then really reaching out to the user by saying it's fun and effective. Not just talking about relationship, which is of course important to dog trainers, but for the public, a lot of times they want to know, is it effective? And it'd be great if we could have fun. So we also followed that with talking about some of her services and the specific cities and locations that she wants to target. So all of this is just in the first paragraph, and it is very important, whereas before there wasn't any mention of location, and it wasn't necessarily a representative of all of her services and giving the user kind of a general idea of what to expect. So we also have the new homepage. The background is this cream color, which is a little warmer. And we have the next part of the homepage coming down here. We do have a link button going to upcoming events. And then we have two columns, which represent two of her main services. So grouping them into classes and privates. And then we write a few bullet points about the classes she does teach and what people get for the private dog training, and then the buttons linked to the classes. End with a testimonial, and then a paragraph footer for SEO, a link for email, and some credits at the end. So let's just take a look at the headers here. We reorganized the site by dividing into private training, classes, about, events, and contact. Before, it was about, resume, dog training classes, testimonials, and contact. So it's very different from what it was before, and I think it better represents the actual services she does provide and gets the user where they want to be faster. Okay, so let's go on to our next page that we made, private training. And when I work with anybody, I do ask them what service they want to push the most in terms of marketing so that we can make sure we highlight them both in the order that they are being presented in a header and navigation, as well as keywords throughout the site and on the homepage. So looking at private dog training, we have a cute banner photo and then a little paragraph explaining how to get started. So Sarah let me know her population she works with is a senior population, mostly in her local community, and then there are some younger families surrounding that. So we wanted to be really clear and not have people have too many questions on how to get started. So that's why we decided to lay that out in the beginning. And then we have our rates and sessions. These are, again, private dog training services that she offers. Very clear picture, descriptions, short and sweet, prices, and a Start Now button. And let's go ahead. We can see there are a couple more categories here. Some policies at the end. And a cool thing about this is that if we do click on any of these buttons, it does lead to a form that the user can immediately fill out for a new student profile that she uses for her records. And then the student would email, or client would check off these boxes, especially for liability and policies, which helps a lot so that people don't have to print it out and forget to bring it. So this way they can submit it, and Sarah is immediately emailed the form. She can print it. She can have it in her Google Drive or Dropbox, whatever she likes, and it's done. So that's a really fast way for the user to get started and for Sarah to get some information. Let's go back here, and we could see all of these buttons will lead to a form. And then we have, let's see, just to compare her old site, she had listed dog training classes as the fourth category, which essentially is not clear because there was private training and there's kind of group and private, classes or private. So we really tried to be a lot more clear about what services were available. Let's take a look at how we organize classes. So we can click this one, and then you'll go ahead and see that we have this similar layout for how to get started. We do have a Google Cal here for a class schedule that people can look at and get an idea exactly when the classes are starting and what days of the week they're on. And then we have our classes. So this is great because we also have a different form that this links to. And we have a bunch of canine nose work classes. We added a video for that one instead of a picture. She has a cute silver muzzle class, wallflower class, policies again. So you can see how we copied that formatting. All right, let's go to our About page. And for the About page, this is the new page, and this is her and her dog sweetly licking her, and some of her qualifications, her reasoning as to why work with her, more information about her as a specialist and the methods she uses, and then her badges. Let's look at the old one to compare. So here's the old site. There's not a picture of her, which I think is really important to have on your site because people want to know who they're hiring. There's a long paragraph, and it is not as organized as this in terms of having titles and subtitles. I think this can really help a user feel less overwhelmed and actually want to read the text. Over here we have, just huge paragraph of text that could be a little bit harder for a reader to want to read and be motivated to read. So those are some differences with our old and our new. And then let's go to, and she had a whole page for her resume, which was here. And we decided that was a little bit not necessary to have it in the navigation. So instead we did a link to her CV, and this way it'll just go to a hidden page if people are interested, and it's not necessarily something that needs to be in the navigation. And let's go to the next tab we have, which is events. This is a really cool feature of Squarespace where you can list your events, and it will format it like this with the date and the time and a excerpt of the event, and then you can click view it to get a larger description of what this event is about and a register button, which we made this form for. So now all of her events can be easily registered for, as well as some of these liability and policy agreements that can be checked off instead of needing the user to print anything. So in her old site, she did not have a space for events. I think the last thing that she has, we already went through services, was testimonials, and there was just this huge page. So instead of that, we just took the testimonial that we thought was the strongest, put it here where we think people will read, and then we didn't have a space for that as an entire page. So that is the difference there. Contact, this is a new page for contact, and we really cleaned it up. I don't have her old page, but it essentially was a similar format that looks like her old site, and the form did not even work. So that was really sad. And we definitely made sure this form works. We also added a map, which wasn't there before, and just very clearly her contact information. So if anybody is looking for a dog trainer in Washington, Sarah is available. And that is about it. Hope you enjoyed that.